Welcome everyone, and let's get going. I've just been buying the dips in this gold. So this is the gold on the daily chart, and you can see that we have had a nice push, a lovely big three-way move up into this resistance area here, and a significant shift back down to the breakout area. So I have been buying these lows here to see if we can get back at least to 1950, and ultimately maybe even right the way back to these extensions up here. Is that a big ask? Yeah, it could be, but we've got trend line and structural support here. So if we can close above 1930, 1950 or 1950 above that resistance, then I think we can step up. Okay, volume is obviously good on the upside, and then the volume just fell off, and now we are picking up as we come out of here, so that is showing some potential. In the meantime, the rest of the markets are obviously volatile, so let's just pick up on the indices. Let's look at the Dow. So the Dow is pulling back into support. So we had a decent run from off these lows. I think it's a very interesting chart. If you note that on the outbreak of, I think I talked about this last time around, that was the outbreak of the Ukraine-Russian war, and so as soon as that was declared and the Russians went over the Ukraine border, this market picked up. So last week we had a really nice pickup into this area here, so we could potentially pull back to as low as 950 sometime this week, unless of course this dip holds and then we find ourselves up here. If we're bearish, then this is going to close significantly lower down here, and then the pullbacks are going to be sold into to take that back down again. Ultimately, I think not a lot of data this week, but I think this will hold up. If this little area holds up here, that's particularly bullish. We can still go all the way down there as long as that holds. But I think on a dip here, I think this can wind up, and then in theory, we should find ourselves back up here in April, May, at which point I think this is obviously a major resistance area, and that could roll over. So but that assumes that we close here. It's a very congested area. So if we stay under here, then this is it. This is just a pullback in this resistance area. I'm going to roll over. So we're in a neutral spot. To see where we come out of here. Whichever way we close out of that area here is going to give us direction. So that's close lower, we're going down, hold, and close higher, we're going up. So let's have a look at the other indices. Let's look at the Nasdaq. So a good run off this extension, three-way move into that resistance. We are consolidating, potentially pulling right back here as with the other markets. So let's move on. Chinese market, same again, huge buy signal here, huge. So we could come as far as 50% back into that range before getting a move out. So that's a big reversal on volume. So that is a good one. Now this is a market I'm very interested in. I'm in a Japanese small company fund. So at the moment, these levels here are holding. So any pullbacks into this range is still buyable before I would expect this to climb up. I like this market because I think this is protected from rate rises. So I think this could pick up a benefit from any uptick in the US market and of course the Chinese market. I think even the emerging market has seen a big pickup. So I think even emerging, if you're interested in emerging markets, I think even emerging market funds are worth looking at here. So quick look at, that's the dollar picking up. FTSE has had a much bigger bounce than I think any other market. That's right into 2021 highs. So this significant pullback got bought. Again, if we can do a little jinx back to that support and close above the 2021 highs, that's very bullish. If we stay under 21 highs, that's very bearish. We could slip right back. Okay, oil. So pulled right back underneath this big breakout area, but held. We look as if we can wind back now. Close up here, any pullbacks to something like 105 are viable to see if we can go back to those highs. Right, let's look at, excuse me while I just sort a trade out here. I'll go through the scans I've got. Right. Stocks. Let's go through the usuals. You start telling me what you want me to look at. This IQE is picking up. Been following this for a long, long time now. So yeah, you can see I'm hoping to get some kind of move into 50, 55 on this one. Currently around the 40 mark. We're buying it back at 30. Let's see what that can do. So I'm just trying to sort out my toolbar. Right, got it. Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is consolidating. Volumes are not bad. They are higher than these volumes over here. So as long as we can hold here, may see a further dip, but ultimately I want that to go back to 1010 plus. QQ is just dithering, but that's a decent run, and these pullbacks at the moment are getting bought, but I'm out. I just took it out of these highs and got out, but I do think it's got potential to keep going if you're prepared to be very patient. My Pfizer has had a good run. Very shallow pullbacks. Banks, Barclays, dithering. So I still think we might see 150, 155 in that. Lloyd's holding up. Legal General potentially going to pull back. Standard Chartered holding up as well. Right, let's look at basic materials. Gem Diamonds still looking higher. TPI cap struggling. Can't get through. We had a big drop here. At the moment, pullbacks into this range are selling. So the volumes are good. We had a good pickup last week. I still think that is viable. I must admit, I've forgotten to take an entry in this one. But I do think, right, earnings, okay. Elementis sitting up well. Any pullbacks to 107, if you see that, is good in Elementis. Man Group, very shallow pullbacks. Glencore, still picking up. Just lost a list. Hang on a second, let me get that back. Hello, had a great day today. So 45 has been bought. We're currently 52. Be patient because you might see 49 again if you want to get in on that. 88E not doing much. Money Supermarket had a good run. That's drifting. Retailers. Royal Mail Group attempting to hold. Let's look at Boo. If we stay under that 93, that's lower. But the volumes are not bad. So it does look as if it's longer term, it's got legs. ASOS. Same issue. Not a great close today at all. In fact, a very weak close. Airlines, AIG has picked up, now currently drifting. EasyJet. Not great. PayPal trying to pick up. I am liking the volumes in this. I do think this, and sorry, just switching to US stuff. Moderna's had a lot of volume last week. Back to UK. Yeah, I think once it's got close to 40, this is really seen a lot of profit taking. This is Hammerson. Right, yeah, let's look at those. I was looking at National Grid yesterday, so this morning. Yeah, bubbling up underneath this resistance. Volumes have cooled off ever since we sat underneath here. Well, obviously, if that closed above 50, that should pop back to 60, 65. Always difficult when it lingers like that, always difficult. I would have thought that would pull back to 46, 45, 46 and then go. I think it needs I think it needs to step back before it's ready to break through. That's my take on that one. Miners. That pullback to 9, yeah, we talked about the 19.5, 19.20. Volumes picking up, that looks set to go back. I did look at National Grid, didn't I? What I did. Oh, you're right. I looked at natural gas, didn't I? Can't find National Grid. Got it. Wow. No, that's not it, is it? What's going on in these charts? That's it. Well, looks if it needs to pull back before that's ready to go. Right, things I was looking at. Actually, since I've did some more checks on my checklist, and it didn't get through. Now this one, yuck. I'm not going to invest in this one. I'm not going to trade this one. No, I think that's too thin a market for me. Helios Towers, I'm going to leave that. What else do you want me to look at? Let's look at Centamin. Rothschild. So all the miners are consolidating, looking higher. CDE, that's a US silver miner. Rio, yeah. Taking my eye off this one, really. Yeah. Getting back up to the highs on volume. BMY. BMY looks a bit exhausted up there. That looks as if that might want to come down to 68. Medtronic. Again, a bit tied up here, but I do like the volume in this one. Saw some very decent volume last week. I do like this stock. I think it's a very good, profitable company. ENPH. What's the name of the company? I've forgotten. That's not. It is Enphase, right? Okay. Yeah, it's holding up. It's dithering. Everything seems to be just held in suspension at the moment. Or it's even good stocks that had little runs seem to be held back. Right, let's leave it there because I'm not coming up with. I'm going to do some more scanning tomorrow. Let today get complete. Okay, let's leave it there. Thanks for your company. Yeah, there will be a session on Wednesday. I'll update everyone. And yeah, I was really late getting back yesterday. I should have cancelled yesterday ahead of it, but yeah. All right, see you Wednesday, and I'll update you.